tell you, the weather's been so nice lately. I got a new hat. IBM. I don't usually like to wear hats advertising things unless it's a company that I own or I'm getting paid to do it. IBM did not pay me. This hat was a gift from them though. I got it yesterday in the park. They had a little AI demonstration going on and I wanted to wear it to make a point today. I like the design, but it's interesting. I want to talk about it a little bit. I think a lot of people saw that Trump had this big, tech bro dinner at the White House, and some people didn't like it. There's some objectionable doofuses there for sure. We've got Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. A lot of people don't like those guys. I added the all-seeing eye in the middle there. That's not what's usually hanging in the wherever that is that they're having dinner. But I mean, the question that I'm asking is AI going to bring in a neo-fascist, technocratic society? I hope it doesn't, but the problem is it might. A lot of people are worried that AI is going to take over. And I guess the most common thing that you see or think about with regard to that is like a Terminator style Skynet kind of robots killing everybody. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hard to say. For a long time I've said I think it's more likely that it would be malicious humans utilizing AI to do something bad. Brian says it's Trump with the Legion of Doom. I mean, that's just it. The thing that's ironic, hey, how did I never notice this before? How appropriate for right now. Hey, there we go. Do people see that? Nikola Tesla. Is he buried there? This is a church. And he did die pretty near here. It says, son and grandson of Serbian Orthodox priests, his genius illuminated the modern world. Thus, we are inspired both by Christianity and science to do our utmost toward increasing the performance of mankind. Wow. Is he buried here? Isn't that amazing? I really did not know that was there. Let's ask AI. Where is Nikola Tesla buried? Ferncliff Cemetery, New York. So no, that's just a monument to him. But I guess this is the Serbian Orthodox Cathedral. I never knew that. Maybe I should have, but there they have a little monument to Tesla. Definitely appropriate for today's discussion. He was obviously an historic technologist, but the question is, will AI usher in this neo-fascist technocracy? And the thing that's interesting is like leftist morons like Antifa and all those people in the black clothing who run around like maniacs. Now this is also weird. Just when everybody is closing down their outdoor dining, this sandwich place has opened a new one. That wasn't there the other day. It's also the end of the summer, so I don't know. Anyway, the point is all those leftist Antifa, they are anti-fascist is what they say. So I guess that's why they always have a need to say, well, Trump is a fascist, because we're anti-fascist and we're anti-Trump. So, one of those square peg, round hole, if all you have is a hammer, every problem needs to be a nail kind of thing. There's the 4040 club that used to be Jay-Z's nightclub. But he's kind of becoming one now. See, people, I think, often use that word fascist. They don't know what they're talking about. Fascism, as I understand it, is the merger of corporate and government power. And there's a very interesting book that I read called Nazi Billionaires, which talks about how essentially every German company that you have ever heard of is only around now because they were getting down with the Nazis during World War II. I mean, every single one of them. Adidas, Mercedes, Porsche, Audi, any German company at all. Sennheiser, maybe people don't know that. They make a lot of sound equipment. Now, also, I noticed this yesterday. They totally disassembled. Wow, they got the grass in there right away. I guess it's sod, so they're watering it. But they had that little temporary kind of walking garden here. I don't know, why'd they get rid of that whole thing? It was kind of nice, I thought. Yeah, you can still see the squares where the sod has come in. So kids playing in the sprinklers. That's funny. You can see the squares. The Sicilian pizza of landscaping, sod. So anyway, this hat was given to me by the people at IBM, and the thing that struck me as really odd. So first of all, I found out a while ago, maybe people know about this, there's this book that somebody wrote in 2001 about IBM and the Nazis. How IBM and what's his name, Watson, was it Thomas Watson? They were making, punch card machines that allowed the Nazis to kind of systematize the mass murder of everybody in the concentration camps, Jews and Poles and communists and everybody that was killed in the Holocaust. They were able to kind of systematize that. And it's interesting to see how the evolution of computer technology has allowed this kind of technocracy to advance. And it's not really the kind of thing, IBM wasn't part of the German government. It was a company. And the international business machines, it's very global, isn't it? I mean, you think about it as one of the kind of oldest established great American companies, but they were totally down with the Nazis. And so they have this kind of US Open. This is the IBM AI Sports Club US Open Edition. I don't really know what IBM is doing in AI right now. I mean, to be fair, they did have a pretty impressive and early machine learning thing called Watson, but a lot of people will tell you that, machine learning, that's not AI. I don't know, I think a lot of people have different ideas about what AI is or isn't. This is somebody giving out IBM hats or something. Something different being given away. What do you have there today? IBM mouse pads?
Hand fans for our live stream of the US Open.
And what is this for?
For the US Open live stream.
But what is it?
That's a seat cushion.
Oh, a seat cushion. No, I don't need that. And then what's this?
Hand fan.
A hand fan. Thank you. I didn't save that for somebody else.
Yeah.
But see, the thing that intrigued me about this is, there we go. We see IBM's logo. Everybody recognizes that logo. Now, before I started Crowdsource the Truth, I did a lot of stuff with corporate media and marketing and things like that. 21st Century 3D got involved in doing a lot of corporate video and special stuff, because we were around doing it before you really had the modern iteration of stereoscopic cinema. That is another story for another day. My friend Lenny Lipton's technology got purchased by a questionable guy who then made movies with it. But whenever we would do stuff for corporate clients, the brand, there's almost like a brand officer, and they guard it like Nazis, to tell you the truth. So IBM, they had a logo that came out. This is interesting. This is 13 stripes in this IBM logo. There was a logo before this that I should have captured, but I failed to. So we'll just talk about this for right now. This is the 13 band. I guess, look, I don't know if we can talk to the people who design these things, so we're interpreting them a bit almost as you would art. But there's 13 bands that make up this IBM logo, and I guess that's to be reminiscent of printing things out or whatever. So that was in the 60s, or prior to the 60s, excuse me, because then in 1967, they went to this, and this is the 8-band IBM logo. Interesting that they had 13 in the first one. Unlucky for some. But this, I mean, even just changing this logo, the type of thing that if I didn't bring your attention to it, that one of them had 8 bands and one of them had 13 bands, it's kind of the type of thing that maybe your average person might not even notice, you know, particularly if you didn't see them side by side. It's very subtle. But yet, I would guarantee that there were dozens of meetings about that, people arguing back and forth, you know, mega artists brought in, paid tons of dough to decide that that's what they're going to do. Go from 13 bands to 8 bands to change the IBM logo. And again, I mean, this logo, everybody has seen it forever. It's reminiscent of the scan lines of a computer monitor, or the printing lines originally of like a dot matrix printer, which is the only type of printing you had for a long, long time. I think maybe Hewlett-Packard, or who invented the laser? Maybe Xerox, laser xerography to make the laser printer. So then, in I think 1972 or so, this famous artist designed this IBM logo with the eye, the famous all-seeing eye. Isn't that weird? But the thing is, you know, IBM, they didn't switch to this logo. It's just sort of like an alternate logo. And I mean, I'm telling you, we would do videos where, I mean, complicated 3D videos where if the person's logo, if the brand, the company's logo, the client's logo would appear in there, because we were rendering these things in 3D, the logo would be, you know, mapped onto an object within a scene, and then it would be lit and whatever. And shadows, lighting, these would sometimes change the color of the logo. We would have to do complex, days-long work because the brand people from the client would say, no, it's off from the color. You got to match Pantone colors for these logos, let alone changing it entirely. I mean, for me, I don't know, when you see that, a lot of people wouldn't even know what the hell they're talking about. It takes a minute to get it. And so here we have them out in the park, you know, advertising this non-standard. It's very weird. And then I also found this alternate version, almost looks like a person, doesn't it? When it's arranged like that. So I don't know, I just found all of this interesting. And also it's a nice day. You know, everybody's out enjoying the park, playing the drums. That guy's getting paid to stand around, people soaking in the sun. And I just was out yesterday and saw that IBM kiosk. Problem is, if you start interrogating anybody about any of these things, they're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. Also, the other book that I was thinking of is this Zbigniew Brzezinski, Between Two Ages, right? Not Between Two Ferns. That's a podcast with Zach Galifianakis. This is Between Two Ages, about America's role in the technocratic era. I haven't read that book. I'd like to. I should read that. I'm gonna get that. Is that dog investing in Dogecoin? Or is it Shiba Inu? But yeah, Zbigniew Brzezinski was talking about the technocratic era, and then there's Trump having dinner with all those tech bros. I think we're already in this technocratic era. The issue is just we have so many people now swirling around the Trump administration who are super into Palantir. And then when we had that shooting the other day or last week in Minnesota, the trans shooter, I forget the person's name. John Cullen's been talking about it a lot. But now there was some guy who came on and he's got this thing called Galileo or Galleon or something like that, Gallia, that's going to be kind of like a pre-crime screening thing. So I don't know, this is just IBM people playing ping pong for the US Open. What does the AI have to do with ping pong?
One moment. Three.
Can AI, oh, look at that, it's tracking the ball.
Yes.
So what does it do? Somehow improve your ping pong game?
Every time.
Well, the line's on that side, but yes. Basically, we're here showcasing how AI is used on the U.S. Open by letting you play a version of it here on ping pong.
Is it IBM AI in the US Open?
AI at the U.S. Open and here at the Madison Square Park.
But what is it doing?
6-4.
So IBM is at the US Open with AI. So the ball obviously is a certain color. So there's got to be a camera here looking at it up there on the TV. And we can see it's tracking the ball. So oh, maybe we don't need a tennis referee anymore because AI will track. See, there's the original IBM logo. That's before it had the lines. So it's interesting, IBM is mixing and matching all of their historical logos in a way that we normally haven't seen them do.
What did you get there? Oh, a nice shirt. I'm modeling one myself. And look, a beautiful hat. Handcrafted, I'm sure it's awesome. These are free giveaways that you can get right here. Compliments of IBM. We also have tennis going on right over here on the big screen. And of course, what goes best with tennis? That's right, Shake Shack.
Can I ask you a question? What does AI do with tennis?
What does AI do with tennis? That is an excellent question. Well, AI takes data points and it uses these data points to analyze play. That's one thing. And by analyzing the play, it can tell you all sorts of information about the play that you would not get with the naked eye. Also, it can even predict who might win a certain game
Really?
in the whole match. Yeah.
What are the implications
And,
for gambling?
Well, how does that work with gambling? Well, that is a good question. I don't know that. But it is very fun and interesting to enhance the experience of those looking at the TV or the website or even the app. The app is great, by the way, with some brand new features this year.
Do you work for IBM or just an event company?
A separate company.
Event company. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks. All right, so we're getting some idea of what IBM is doing. So we got a line here for people to come in, play ping pong with tennis. I'm actually not surprised at all that that guy works for an event company. That's pretty common to do, to have this thing is set up by somebody for IBM, and there's IBM technology here, and they're going to give that guy a script about what to say. So I don't want to make these people nervous about talking to me, although they are in public talking about AI and tennis.
A USTA fan, you can come over and check out our trivia. We have some US Open trivia.
US Open trivia, and it's the IBM AI Sports School. Like for instance, that guy will have no idea why IBM is mixing and matching all of their legacy logos, where the back of the shirt has the original logo. It's unusual, but who knows? There's going to be brand experts who know way more about this sort of stuff than me. Have the original logo, have the currently recognized logo, and have a confusing pictogram logo, just maybe so people have no idea what the hell is going on. Maybe that's the idea. I don't know. So what do people think in the comments about this AI? I'm sure we'll have George's mentally ill asshole brother sending emails to IBM about this. That's all he does, is sit around sending emails to people. WPW? I don't know what you mean there. Had a video earlier this morning. I was supposed to be joined by Eric Sanders, but he had some kind of legal issue that pulled him away at the last minute. But I was talking about how somebody seems to have used a, what is it, remote code execution, RCE, zero-click airborne attack on my phone yesterday. That was annoying. I didn't really care for that. You know, who wants to be the victim of an RCE, remote code execution, zero-click attack? Now, wait a minute. Is this guy vacuuming the grass? Oh, he's blowing it away. That would be funny. Whitney Webb says Wexner owns most of the land where data centers are based. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, data centers, well, it's becoming a big thing, right? And they have this idea now where, I guess the guy's drying the sidewalk. Yeah, all those things are electric now. Can't use gas anymore. The new idea is to have data centers with power generation really close by. I guess that's a decent idea. They do use a lot of power, but the problem is I saw that, speaking of weasels, you know, Bill Gates, well, Microsoft, which I guess isn't directly involving him anymore, they made some deal with 3 Mile Island. Isn't that a great idea? Bill, what could possibly go wrong? Microsoft taking over 3 Mile Island. What's next, Chernobyl? Bill Gates will buy Chernobyl and turn it back on to generate power for AI. Yeah, I don't really know where it's going to go. I mean, look, in general, I like technology. I use technology. Will AI destroy society? I sure hope not. Yeah, there's a raptor. You wouldn't have that without technology. I think that was a Ranger raptor. But, you know, I don't know. I don't think if it does have a negative impact on society, it's going to necessarily be what people anticipate. I think complicated things like this are super difficult to predict, and what people think might happen is probably not what's going to happen. So, I mean, the neo-fascistic part of it is like, what the hell is Trump doing having the government take ownership in Intel? People are saying, no, it's not equity or not controlling shares or not this, not that, whatever. I don't know. Trump said the US government is going to give a ton of money to Intel and then somehow own it or something, get money from it. How is that not fascism? Don't we want a free market where these companies just compete with each other and don't have the government having a horse in the race? Keep it even? I don't really get it. And then there's the other screwy deals where, you know, he let NVIDIA sell the H20, which is their previous generation GPU, to China, so long as he pays off the government. I mean, wait. I like the idea of paying down the debt, but I don't know, Trump is super into deals, you know, making deals, the art of the deal. But some of these sound like screwy deals to me. I don't know if I like them all. So we'll have to see what happens there. But the funny thing is, like, that is fascism. He's sort of, you know, handing his enemies the bullets, telling them where to aim. Like, why not move away from that accusation? These look like King Charles Spaniels to me. Maybe they're coming. There's like a dog spa over here. Yeah, there it is. Dog spa. You got a fancy dog. You can take it to the dog spa. I think they train them there too. So that's a pretty good idea. I have no idea how you'd go about training a dog. Sometimes I see people with very badly behaved dogs and I figure it's like, you know, they don't know how to train a dog. That guy, Caesar, the dog whisperer, he lived in my neighborhood in LA. He was a mean guy. He's very effective at training dogs, but not friendly with people at all. I guess he thinks he's the pack master wherever he goes, and that's how he conducts himself. JPAT's flight's 5 miles north of 3 Mile Island. That's interesting. What do you mean? Yeah, David Hawkins used to talk about JPATs. It's Friday, so this is the day that we usually would be speaking to David Hawkins. I guess we're coming up on what, 2 years? Wait a minute. It was September when David Hawkins died. What day is today? Maybe September 9th? When did David Hawkins die? Oh my gosh, I just found out that Bobby Powell died. His son posted on X that he had a heart attack. Remember Bobby told us he had had a few heart attacks? I think you are in danger of having those recur once you've had one. But boy, it was really, I'm glad I got to speak to him, but I was quite upset to hear that he's died. People should go on X, and I have posted a response to his son. You can get to the link for his, I don't think he's using GoFundMe. It must be Give, Send, Go. GoFundMe doesn't like people like us and Bobby. But I'll repost that on X. People who are following me on X at JG_CSTT. If you want to help Bobby's son, he's trying to get money together for the funeral. It's a very sad story. Got the man lift. But yeah, Bobby Powell died. I couldn't believe that all those people, Jack Posobiec and everybody, I mean, Jack I couldn't believe. But what does the totality of information tell us there? Why don't those guys want to expose what's going on with January 6th? It's very bad. Trump showed so much love to Zuckerberg and Gates. I agree, Teddy. I didn't like that. Laura Loomer was going crazy, rightfully so, over Zuckerberg being there. I mean, these are the people who threw Trump off. That's what I'm saying. That's the technocracy and the fascism, right? The government tells these companies, and look at how many people were so on board for that. This is why I hate Nina Jankowicz, that fucking bitch. That janky fucking bitch. That's why I hate her so much, because she is a fascist who wants to, basically be the liaison between government and corporations, where they can have this sort of, legal cover for saying, oh no, the government's not violating your First Amendment rights. Twitter and X and Facebook, those are all private companies. So she now, after I exposed her treachery, became a non-profit queen, and so she's doing it all through that. They want to remove themselves legally and create all these barriers. Also, that scumbag Jason Calacanis, I insulted him last week because he was talking about Lawfare, a topic he clearly knows nothing about. He was like, oh, David Sachs, Chamath, is this ticky-tacky? I think he meant tit for tat. But I mean, I'm not trying to get on the guy for misspeaking. It's easy to make a mistake like that. I'm just saying, it's my presumption that he meant, is this tit for tat? Is this Trump doing lawfare against Lisa Cook? And the answer is obviously no. So I said, this guy is a boob who wouldn't know lawfare if it flicked him on the testicles. This is Trump enforcing the law, the whole Lisa Cook thing. And it's funny, I've sent a lot of tweets at JCal and actually had sent him DMs. He never said anything until that. And he was like, oh, he DM'd me. He said, oh, are the insults really necessary? And I was like, again, why do you care? This guy is a multimillionaire investor in Uber and all kinds of things. Why does he care what I say? And particularly, why does he ignore what I was saying about the FBI illegally infiltrating Twitter, something he should be concerned with as a journalist, as an investor, whatever it is that he is? Why does he not care about that? And he cares about my personal insults against him. So we had a little bit of DMing back and forth, and I sent him the Twitter coup article, which people can still read for free. Go to X, ironically, at JG_CSTT, and tap on the articles tab. You got to scroll all the way down, but it's in there. I sent it to him and I said, I apologized to him in the DMs for insulting him, and I said, you know, you were there at Twitter's New York office on November 1st. You said it on your podcast. You were there when this incident occurred, and I'm not trying to do anything to him. I want to know, why does Elon Musk not want to talk about Adam Sharp and Valerie Caproni and their involvement in the illegal infiltration of the FBI into Twitter? It seems like one of these neo-fascist, technocratic, creeping issues that we should be concerned about. JD is asking if I was able to get any more details on what killed the stream. I did a video earlier today that actually had quite a few details on what I believe killed the stream, and George's mentally ill, paperclip Nazi, wife-swapping, hog-fucking brother immediately sent an email to the cops and to every lawyer in Goodman versus NYPD. So I think I might be onto something. That video is free to watch. Just click on that and you'll see there's a known exploit called Airborne that can exploit vulnerabilities in Apple's Bluetooth stack. I think that's what the kid in the orange shirt used. A lot of evidence that suggests that that's what happened. Haven't proven it in court yet. I might get a chance to do that. I don't know. But if you enjoy these talks, hearing about my opinions, please become a sponsor on crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com or on subscribestar.com or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. You can also subscribe on X at JG_CSTT. That's all for now.